breaks in the secluded valley. Emerging from the wooden cabin, the mountain dweller greets today with a splash of cold stream water washing away the remnants of sleep. Beside him, an eager little puppy waits patiently. Its morning routine culminating in a generous bowl of fresh milk from a bamboo tube. A simple yet profound start to their harmonious existence in this quiet retreat. Preparation for the wilderness begins at the cabin's rust encounter with deliberate care. The solitary survivor secures his foraging tools, then gently places his furry companion into a woven bamboo basket, ensuring the puppy's safety for the journey ahead. He hoists the heavy load onto his back and carefully crosses the slippery stepping stones over the babbling brook. Venturing deep into the dense forest, his silhouette is gradually swallowed by the emerald canopy, marking a quiet yet profound transition from domestic tranquility to rugged exploration. Deep within the dense thicket, the machete rhythmically clears the stubborn underbrush, making way for a meticulous harvest of fresh foliage. Carefully bundling the gathered leaves into his bamboo basket, the solitary forager shifts his focus from simple gathering to strategic hunting. He measures the tension of a sturdy rope with precision, then ingeniously anchors it to a flexible sapling. By transforming raw natural materials into a complex mechanical structure, he prepares a trap designed to secure his next meal in this unforgiving wilderness. A gentle tap on the trigger bar unleashes stored kinetic energy, snapping the snare shut with lethal precision. The craftsman then disguises the mechanism by scattering wild seeds and dry leaves, aiming not merely to conceal the trap but to seamlessly integrate it into the natural forest floor. Branches are placed to guide prey along the intended path, rendering the device nearly invisible. Not content with a single setup, he swiftly adapts to the sloping terrain, rigging a second trap with distinct trigger logic to maximize hunting efficiency. Emerging from the dense woods, the hunter transitions seamlessly from provider to caretaker. He gently pats the small dog peeking out from his basket before heading downstream. Handing a handful of fresh sweet potato leaves to the waiting kid goat, he ensures his livestock is well fed. The playful puppy jumps around his feet as he tucks the greens into the cliffside wooden shelter with the animal's content. He turns his attention to a thick green bamboo. The rhythmic sound of the saw echoes through the valley as he begins the next phase of construction. Transforming the raw bamboo into precise components, he skillfully cleaves the ends to create interlocking joints, laying the cut segments into a perfect square frame on the earth. He binds them tightly with flexible rattan cords, ensuring structural integrity. Lowered gently into the fish pond, the buoyant bamboo frame floats steadily, delineating a designated feeding zone that merges human ingenuity with a natural aquatic environment. A shower of verdant leaves falls into the bamboo frame, instantly attracting the fish below to their newly established dining area. Not shifting to heavy timber work, the builder hauls a massive log to his workstation. The rough bark contrasting with his precise sawing motions as a small puppy watches with curiosity, utilizing the back of his blade to strike the wood along its natural grain. He splits the solid trunk cleanly in two, preparing the raw material for refined carpentry. The hand plane glides smoothly across the timber, curling up delicate shavings and revealing a silky industrial-grade finish, marking exact circular guides with an ancient wooden tool. He switches to a specialized hand drill, pumping it with coordinated foot and hand movements to bore deep, precise holes. Testing the vertical joint of two squared beams, he taps the tenon gently with a mallet, verifying the flawless tightness of the interlocking connection. The rhythmic sound of wood being shaped fills the air as he works with meticulous care. Driving a round wooden peg through the aligned holes, he strikes it forcefully with a heavy mallet, locking the massive frame into an unyielding structure. As the giant tool rack takes shape under his steady hands, his focus narrows to a miniature marvel. Using a handled auger, he bores a tiny exact hole into a solid wooden block, assembling a delicate lever mechanism. He tests its springy rebound with a satisfied nod, proving that his craftsmanship spans seamlessly from monumental frameworks to intricate gadgets. Pausing to admire the finished framework against the tranquil backdrop of the stream, The artisan picks up his chisel and mallet with rhythmic measured strikes. He carves a perfect circular axle hole into the center of a solid wooden block, the very heart of a new transport vehicle. Mounting the wheel onto a simple two-beam chassis and securing it with wooden locks, he pushes the prototype over the pebbled riverbank, testing its flexibility and load-bearing resilience. The final assembly demands absolute precision with deliberate force. He hammers wooden pegs deep into the joints between the bed and the frame, securing the structural foundation before sliding the front retaining board into its cut groove to form a fully enclosed cargo box. A final round of heavy mallet strikes reverberates clearly through the valley, solidifying every connection, while a quick spin of the wheel confirms the vehicle's readiness for the grueling tasks that lie ahead. Rolling the newly built wheelbarrow over the rocky beach, the creator listens to the steady, reassuring friction of wood on stone. Loading the cargo box with a massive pile of wood shavings, he demonstrates its impressive capacity by hauling the bulky load away from the riverside. Soon the shavings are replaced by heavy boulders, and with a deep breath he pushes the heavily burdened cart up a steep incline, transforming his theoretical design into a practical beast of burden. Dusting the soil from his hands, the builder surveys the newly fortified stone embankment, a testament to his relentless labor. Hoisting a massive flat boulder with sheer physical strength, he maneuvers it into a critical load-bearing position, locking the wall's structural integrity. Sourcing the final capping stones, he completes the foundational architecture of this riverbank section, then walks along the reinforced slope to verify its unyielding strength against the flowing current. Stepping over the newly laid stone wall, he stands in the shallow water to carefully inspect his hard-won masterpiece. The calm surface reflects his solitary towering figure against the backdrop of the lush verdant forest that surrounds him. This lone craftsman meticulously adjusts the final row of stones, ensuring every single gap is perfectly sealed for durability. Satisfied with the overall structural strength of the platform, he takes a deep, refreshing breath, turns toward the grassy bank, and firmly grabs the wooden wheelbarrow handles, ready to conquer the next challenge ahead. Retreating into the cozy cabin nestled among the greenery, he enjoys a brief respite before stepping out to reorganize his gear. Hoisting a massive cylindrical bamboo basket onto his back, he leads his loyal puppy and kid goat across the sparkling stream. Their figures bathed in the bright dappled sunlight deep inside the jungle, the expedition halts at a dense patch of vines, where his machete swiftly harvests the flexible stems, gathering essential materials for the next grand construction project. A sudden flash of movement in the underbrush reveals a wild black pheasant, which the agile hunter swiftly captures with his bare hands. Inspecting his prized catch on the slope, he secures the bird inside his bamboo basket and returns to the dimly lit cabin, where he meticulously prepares the hearth for a fire as dusk settles. Wisps of blue smoke rise from the chimney, blending seamlessly with the cascading waterfall and lush flora, painting a picturesque portrait of secluded wilderness survival. Selecting a thick, fresh bamboo calm, the chef carefully examines its nodes. Contemplating the precise cutting position with a sharp blade, he splits the top to craft a natural cooking vessel, ensuring a clean incision. He stuffs the entire pheasant into the hollow interior, adding fragrant green leaves to seal the opening and infuse the meat. With subtle flavor, carrying the sealed bamboo container back into the cabin, he approaches the glowing hearth, ready to transform these raw wilderness ingredients into a hearty, slow-roasted feast. Pouring a cup of warm tea, the survivor savors the rich golden broth, his expression reflecting pure, unadulterated satisfaction framed by the lush greenery outside the grand window. He enjoys his meal in the tranquil cabin, occasionally tearing off a piece of tender chicken for his eagerly waiting puppy below. Lifting the bamboo tube filled with steaming soup, he takes a hearty gulp, the comforting heat washing away the exhaustion of a long day in the wild. Stretching his arms wide to embrace the crisp, refreshing forest air, the man strips off his shirt and steps into the cool cascading waters of the waterfall pool. Gently cradling the little puppy in the shallow end, he massages its fur with soothing motions while the obedient pet stands still in the stream. He then lifts the heavier kid goat, carrying the squirming animal steadily toward the water's edge to complete this daily ritual of cleansing for his entire makeshift family in the wild wilderness surrounding him.